Hello, I'm Destiny Austin.
And I'm Micah Noel, and thank you so much for watching WTV. So Destiny, I've seen some changes around campus. Can you tell us about them?
Yes, there are a lot of changes on campus this semester, and we have the inside scoop on what it all means.
Hey Wolves, it's Destiny Austin. So, I know some of you have noticed the changes on campus. Whether you have or haven't, I'm here to tell you all about them. We've got new AMP parking, a different shuttle schedule, construction at the library, and let's not forget about the removal of retail swipes. Now, let's get started. So, if you haven't seen the new AMP parking signs throughout campus, this is what it looks like. Some students are worried that they have to pay for parking where these new signs are located, but that isn't necessarily the case.
So what AMP parking will do is the first 30 minutes is still free. So if you need to run in and drop off a letter or something like that, the first 30 minutes is still going to be free. But you sign up for the app, then you pull in and park, scan the app, and just log in that you're parked in that spot. And after the 30 minutes, you'll sign up for how long you want to use that parking for.
As for students that use the bus services instead, the new schedule is in fact because of students' complaints.
So what we did was, because most of the students in the evenings are wanting the transportation specifically to the dining halls, we used the resources that we were using to have the red and blue route go later, and we turned it into the east-west shuttle that now runs until 9 p.m.
Now that I have explained the reasons for parking and transportation changes, let's discuss the library. If you visited the library lately, you've probably noticed construction at the library. Previously, the third floor was known as the quiet floor, and now the second floor is the new quiet floor. More importantly, Facilities is listening to students and making more efforts to give the library a casual, welcoming feel. Director of Planning and Construction Services, Cherise Schrader, says students requested a more lounge-type seating and collaboration space. So, that is what the university is currently working on. Okay, speaking of the library, let's now talk about retail services such as Starbucks that's located next to the library. Though students enjoyed having retail combo swipes that allowed them to get a free meal, says the Assistant Vice President of Auxiliary Services, Elizabeth Smith, the university was losing over $50,000 with this service. All right, I get it. I know some people are upset about not having retail swipes, but there is a solution.
Some changes that we made to increase the value of the program for our students is to take the Market Fresh Deli, which is one of our retail concepts where you could use the retail swipes, and we took that same concept and all those sandwiches and moved it into the dining halls. So you can still use your swipe to get that sandwich, but now it's part of the dining halls.
But wait, there's more.
And then we also expanded some of the dining dollars with the meal plans because we removed the retail combo swipes.
These changes are something to get used to, but the university is only trying to improve campus life for students. Reporting for WTV, I'm Destiny Austin.
Visit the university's website for all the current and upcoming changes on campus.
The university set the record straight after certain rumors began to spread around campus. Recent speculation about the removal of the English Master's program and the addition of an esports major caused confusion among students. However, the university made it clear that there are no plans for either change. Executive Director of Communications, Colton Campbell, says that UWG is committed to continuing the Master of Arts in English program. The school remains dedicated to providing students with a high-quality education in the field of English studies. As for the addition of an esports major, Campbell also says there are no current plans to introduce an esports major at UWG. However, for students interested in esports production, the School of Communication, Film, and Media offers degree programs in digital media and entertainment and film and video production. As the year comes to a close, we have the words that define 2023. According to Merriam-Webster, the 5 most popular words of 2023 were authentic, Riz, deepfake, coronation, and dystopian.
This local brewery is helping make an impact on students in a very special way. Printers Ale Manufacturing Company announced their special beer, Red and Blue Brew. Founder and owner of Printers Ale, Greg Smith, says this beer is special in many ways because the university created the graphics on the can and provided input on the style of the beer. The university will receive portion of the revenue due to the licensing agreement between the school and Printers Ale. Red and Blue is currently sold in stores in the Carrollton area, but there are no plans to expand as of right now. Although a portion of the proceeds go back to the university, please remember to drink responsibly. A new Omicron variant could be the reason COVID cases are spiking.
3 years after the World Health Organization declared COVID-19 a global pandemic, strain EG5, better known as Eris, has caused a 12.5% increase in hospitalizations. The strain is more contagious but does not make people sicker. The Food Drug Association has approved a new booster. In 2022, the University of West Georgia's Health Center was a distribution site for boosters. Students will have to look for a new place to receive a vaccine.
That the government is not buying all the vaccines and distributing them for free. So Pfizer and Moderna are charging anywhere between $120 and $140 for the vaccine. So what's happening now is those patients that have insurance can go to some of the larger local pharmacies such as CVS and Walgreens in Carrollton anyways, and their insurance will pay for the vaccine. If you don't have insurance, then the government has set up a bridge program so that if you go again to CVS or Walgreens, they will administer the vaccine and not charge the person.
Some students may feel at loss since the new booster is not available.
I had COVID earlier this month, and I went to the health center to get a booster shot. Come to find out, they don't provide that anymore. So I was bummed out about that, and I had to call my mother to set an appointment for me, and that was less convenient because I had to go hours out.
Home test kits are available for pickup at the health center. The #1 preventive tip from the iris is to wash your hands.
If you are experiencing symptoms or were exposed to COVID-19, visit your local health facility for further instruction. Carroll County Supervisor of Elections reflects on his new career as he enters retirement. Greg Rigby held his position for 9 years and held a similar position in Douglas County prior. Throughout his time, Rigby encountered younger voters, specifically university students, to get involved in local elections.
Students really consider presidential elections as the most important, but really when it comes down to it, the local elections, the local city mayors and county commissioners are much more important to their school.
Rigby has successfully run the elections in the county since 2015. After going through 2 photo registration systems and 2 machine bases, Carroll County is one of the few counties that never received a complaint resulting in a meeting before the state election board. If you want to find Rigby these days, he is by the lake with his family, playing with their new golden retriever puppy.
Coming up, your Carrollton Christmas checkup, and later, a big change is coming to the university.
Every day, thousands of kids start vaping. And I can't let this happen to my kid. Of course, it's awkward to talk to your kids about the dangers of vaping. Hey, bestie, how's sketches? Ready? It's hard to get their attention. Ready? Go. Yes, look at that. You even turn yours over. So if you want to talk to your kids about the dangers of vaping, you have to get it trending. Right, Backpack Kid?
Let's do it.
First, invite your kid to do the vape talk. Let's try this. All right.
Why is he here?
Yeah, I gotta get it trending, honey.
Come on.
To the left. To the right. Let's go.
Oh, honey, can we talk?
Yeah, what's up?
I see a lot of your friends vaping.
Visit talkaboutvaping.org for tips on when and how to have the vape talk.
A simple phone call or email can lead to detrimental consequences. However, if something does happen, help is available.
2006 marks the beginning of the computer forensics section at the Carrollton Police Department. Now, 17 years later, the section has grown into the current cyber unit.
And we do anything from computer forensics, cell phone record analysis, digital video recorder analysis. We go out in the community and collect information from digital video recorders at stores, homes.
The unit is made up of 4 officers: Lieutenant Blake Hitchcock, Detective Seth Denny, Detective Brandon Wilson, and Detective Glenn Lyle. A majority of their time is spent here in the unit cyber lab, where over 200 thumb drives, cell phones, and computers are searched annually. The unit not only helps fight local crimes, but also national ones through the Secret Service Cyber Task Force.
With that, we get free training, we get equipment, we get allowance where we can actually help our community. And not only our community, like we help like University of West Georgia Police, anybody that wants our services and needs our services can ask us to do an actual exam on a cell phone, computer, things like that, look at their cell phone records, and that's a part of that Cyber Fraud Task Force.
The unit expects growth in the future as cases become more dependent on digital evidence. Reporting for WTV, I'm Micah Noel.
If you believe you are a victim of any crime, contact the Carrollton Police Department.
As we move into the final months of the year, Christmas is on everyone's mind. According to the National Retail Federation, holiday sales rose 5.4% for November and December in 2022. Due to this year's new set of dynamics, the holiday season looks very good. The NRF expects forecast retail sales to increase between 3 and 4% over 2022, and the projected total sales will top the record of $929.5 billion set last year.
As we move deeper into the holiday season, this local art is putting a spotlight on festive artwork. The Carrollton Center for the Arts collected artwork submissions that highlight winter and holiday themes for this year's season's greeting card competition and exhibition. All artwork is displayed as an exhibit at the center, but one lucky winner submission will be the center's 2023 season's greeting card. City Council member Jim Waters chose the winner as this year's guest judge. The greeting card will go out to all members of the Arts Center. Sculptor enthusiasts come together as the art department holds an event open to the public.
Artists were fired up last Friday as the annual Iron Pour took place at UWG at the Visual Arts Building. The Iron Pour aimed to showcase what the students have learned this semester.
We take all of our molds, which are used to make sculptures, and we pour about 2,300 pounds of iron using a furnace or a cupola. At the end, we get tens of really wonderful sculptures out of it.
The Iron Pour requires tens of students to come together to successfully melt the iron into the casts. The steps of this process include heating the cupola to well over 1,000 degrees by pouring coke, a carbon-based combustible, into the cupola, filling the cupola with multiple 25-pound bags of iron, tapping open the cupola with a steel rod in order to let the iron flow. 2 students then collect the hot iron in a ladle, and they then walk the ladle over and pour the melted iron into sand or shell molds to create the sculptures. Students, as well as the general community, were encouraged to watch and participate within the event with the hopes of gaining communal interest in the pour.
It's a fun event that we want to get people involved in and invite the public to participate in eventually, to where they can make their own molds and their own sculptures as well.
UWG art students are expecting a bigger turnout within the UWG populace next year. And as their skills develop, they hope to take a closer step to involving the community in the fiery world of the metal arts. Reporting from WTV, I'm Ian Van Brunt.
For events similar to this one, visit the Art Department page on the university's website.
Okay, Dad, look at you.
I look nice, don't I?
I see you.
Yeah.
Adding your own flavor to fashion comes with age.
Let's go.
Oh, man, that's the best one yet.
Forgetting how to add doesn't. Finding it difficult to work with numbers may be a sign of Alzheimer's.
Dad, are you okay?
An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one.
High school.
Hey, Dad. Do you want to talk about what happened earlier?
Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's. Some things come with age. Some others don't.
62 giant planters occupy the West Georgia campus. These planters display not only flowers, but vegetables and herbs as well. The landscaping and grounds maintenance crew are dedicated to the design and installation of the flora growing around campus. Most people don't realize this, but before the plants make it to the planters, they start out as tiny buddings in the on-campus greenhouse, nurtured by student assistants. These vegetables and herbs are grown organically year-round. You can even pick them. The intermediate groundskeeper says if it fits in the planter, it will be grown. Currently, the staff is preparing the planters for the new winter flowers and vegetables.
We're doing a lot of kale. We'll have some broccoli. We'll be having some cabbages out there. There will be collards.
Next time you are walking around campus, take some time to appreciate the hard work put into the planters, flower beds, and hanging plants by the groundskeepers and their student assistants. The plants on campus can only grow under the right conditions. Speaking of right conditions, here's the weather.
With the time change, it's clear that fall is in full swing and the winter is just around the corner. Just look at those colorful leaves. Now here's the 5-day forecast to ensure that you stay warm and dry as the weather changes. Tuesday and Wednesday will bring high in the 50s and lows in the 30s with low rain changes. Friday and Saturday will bring warmer temperatures, but keep that umbrella hand as we're looking at a 55% chance of rain on Saturday. Although we may not like the rain, the plants do. Plants like Christmas trees.
A Christmas tree is the perfect symbol of the holiday season, and we have all the information on where you can find the best one for your home. Despite how it may seem, the number of Christmas tree farms in Carroll County now is consistent with the number 5 years ago. The Carroll County AG Center Department Head, Paula Burke, says that Springbrook Farm retired last season, but Crill's Mill Farm is now open, so there wasn't much change in numbers. In addition to Crill's Mill Farm, there is one other tree farm in Carroll County. They are growing trees that will be ready for next year. But for now, they will be selling pre-cuts of Fraser firs, Lyland cypress, and Carolina sapphires once they arrive. Co-owner of Crill's Mill, Becca Phillips, says they will be offering attractions for kids along with selling trees. Although this is their first official year, the people of Crill's Mill Farm are very excited about expanding in the future. Fall into fun with a local farm that emphasizes both education and family memories.
So we've lived in this farm for this place for about 28 years, and so we had a little field trip one day with some kids from Rootville. And so I was asking, anybody have any questions? And this little boy raised his hand and he said, yeah, where do chicken nuggets grow? And I was like, oh my, we need some ag education, you know?
Table, boys and girls, listen up. Girls, eyes on me. You can set them on the table because you are going to get...
Favorite part about the farm? Oh, that's a good one. The food's pretty good.
Being off of work and being with the kiddos and making memories, and that slide looks cool.
Well, I think for us, I just really like to encourage people to come out. We're local, you know, to the community, and just be able to have a good time with their family. Like I've been known to tell some dads this is a no cell phone zone, you know, just so they can enjoy the time with their kids. And so, as they get a little bit older, everybody loves the corn maze. Because, I mean, it's almost 4 acres, and it's fun. We have some people that come out and challenge themselves every year to find everything in the scavenger hunt. When we first started doing it, my husband made it really difficult because we didn't know. And so we did have a lot of people get lost. He's figured out how to make it fun and challenging enough without having so many people get lost. Because in the beginning, it's like rescue after rescue after rescue. 7 pigs, we have 9 of those mini cows. We have 3 donkeys, we have 9 peacocks right now. Gosh, goats. We have a lot of more sheep over in the background, 11 or 12 of those.
For more family fun, visit oldmcdermottsfarm.com.
Even though we didn't grow up together, he's my favorite brother.
Hey, sis.
I'm the baby of the family, and he's the gentle giant.
What you know about Port Georgia?
Man, please, that's a classic.
You know when they say people are a rare breed? Yeah, he's that.
I'm sorry, I'll be back in a few hours.
Don't worry, Shug, you know I'm for you.
I know.
Go get the football.
That was my favorite memory. He was always for ya. This is a true story of me, Bridget Floyd, and this guy, George Perry Floyd Jr., my big brother.
Get ready, sports fans, because the University of West Georgia is moving up.
Starting July 2024, the University of West Georgia will officially become a D1 school. The university will enter in the NCAA Division I Football Championship Subdivision. UWG is prepared in every way for the significant elevation.
Evolve to a place where we need to amplify the opportunities for student athletes and for our institution as a whole.
President Kelly also says that the step up from D2 to D1 applies to more than just football. This move allows students to pursue other sports opportunities as well.
We'll be introducing next year certainly men's track and field, both indoor and outdoor, and then the plan for a series after that, which includes both stunt and beach volleyball.
This momentous transition will not only expand our geography in the Atlantic Sun Conference, but also give the university more exposure and visibility. Reporting for WTV, Kennedy Torrance.
The official transition will take place in July 2024. Attention college basketball fans. The West Georgia Wolves 2023-2024 basketball season is in full swing. The men and women's team are off to a phenomenal start, as the men are undefeated and women are currently 4-2. Their next games are on December 7th as both teams face their bitter rivals, Valdosta State. Tickets are available now. Speaking of basketball, the Coliseum and other sports facilities prepare for an increased attendance soon. Now here's Malachi to tell us all about it.
As everyone knows, the D2 to D1 transition is an excellent step forward in the university's history. The UWG Coliseum and Athletic Complex will have their hands full during the change.
The University of West Georgia's move from D2 to D1 means big changes around campus. But what does that mean for the UWG Coliseum, the main event location for the university? A client increase is highly expected at sporting events, which means the setup process will be more of a priority than it ever has been. D1 athletics are a major revenue stream for universities. The presentation must be at its finest.
So with our transition from Division II to Division I, we hope to see a client increase come through the Coliseum, especially for summertime, where that's really most of our third-party revenue generation. We hope to see a high client increase to help supplement some extra revenue that we'll need throughout the upcoming year.
The Coliseum and Athletic Operations Building, located at the athletic complex, work together to find solutions for event planning. However, the change may not affect them like you think it would. The Coliseum and AOB work countless hours trying to perfect D2 events. A step up from D2, as big as it may sound, will be a task well handled by the Coliseum and AOB.
But as far as here at the Coliseum and here at the Athletic Operations Building, nothing will really change outside of the norm.
Regardless, the university has made a major step in its history. For WUTV, I'm Malachi Ash.
Unfortunately, the university postponed the Parent and Family Day for November 4th home football game. According to an email sent to parents, the event is being rescheduled for this spring semester on February 17th. The only reason given for the postponement is that the university wants to provide an elevated experience for the parents and families. Along with the email, parents received a tentative schedule for the new day. Make room for the Marching Wolves, as athletics is not the only thing getting bigger during this transition.
As UWG Athletics prepares for the transition to D1 sports next fall, the students who make the soundtrack to their success prepare for their own time in the light. The Marching Wolves have bigger shoes to fill too with the move to D1. More traveling, bigger audiences, and larger expectations welcome the Marching Wolves as they roll their feet into the Atlantic Sun Conference. With the growing workloads comes the need to grow the band and adequately prepare the new and returning members.
Our initial concerns are recruitment, growing our pool of players to be able to staff all of these athletic bands and the new requirements, and then scholarships and developing the scholarship piece there to adequately compensate them for their time for the work they do for the university.
As they keep up with the bigger schools at D1, the band members are still more excited about the growth than they are worried about the increased pressure.
The band's going to get to travel a little bit more, go to a couple more away games, and maybe one day it'll become a front porch group or activity, and people will want to be a part of it.
The athletes aren't the only one gearing up for better things. The Marching Wolves will now be responsible for pepping up a larger crowd at games and competitions. More grants and bigger exposure for the band, and better performances for the community. Everyone has something to look forward to. Reporting for WUTV, I'm Dylan Wynn.
All current West Georgia students are eligible to join the Marching Wolves, no matter their major.
Coming up, Little Scholars explore what their city has to offer as pre-K celebrates a huge milestone.
When I never graduated from high school, I realized I wanted to go back to school because I didn't want to work these back-breaking jobs the rest of my life. With the help of my father and having my son, that was all the motivation that I needed to come back to school. I felt accomplished, made me feel that I could take on whatever challenges life throws at you.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
I surrender.
All right, pal. Get ready for the day, buddy.
Hey, Dad. Hey, Dad. Do we have a gun?
What's up?
Do we have a gun?
Preschoolers get a first-hand look at important roles in Carrollton, Georgia, as Georgia Preschool celebrate 30 years. As 30 years have come and gone, pre-K programs around the state are celebrating its beginnings, and all pre-kindergarten programs are honoring their start. The University of West Georgia's pre-K anniversary theme, Me and My Community, allowed the preschoolers to learn about the city of Carrollton. The agenda included visits to the local library, a book reading by Mayor Betty Kaysen, and hands-on learning with the police and fire stations, where they engaged in meaningful lessons about the Carrollton community.
They get to learn, what do the community helpers do and why are they important?
The pre-kindergarten provides an academic foundation for pre-K kids and preparing them for success in kindergarten. The lottery-funded early learning program benefits thousands of children across the state.
So it is certainly something that has been long-standing and has been very beneficial to communities around the state of Georgia and getting children ready for kindergarten.
After over 30 years, early learning continues to be valued at the University of West Georgia, and celebrating the inception of our pre-kindergarten ensures students, teachers, and the Carrollton community to remember the importance of pre-K. This is WUTV. This just goes to show that the state of Georgia is dedicated to its citizens' education, even down to the little ones. Thank you so much for watching WUTV.
Connect with us at UWG-WUTV on Instagram and X, and at UWG-WUTV5840 on YouTube, or visit our website at uwgwutv.com.